Habakkuk 2. I will stand at my watchpost. I will remain stationed on my city wall. I will keep watch so I can see what he says to me and can know how I should answer when he counters my argument. The Lord responded, write down this message, record it legibly on tablets, so that the one who announces it may read it easily. For the message is a witness to what is decreed. It gives reliable testimony about how matters will turn out. Even if the message is not fulfilled right away, wait patiently, for it will certainly come to pass. It will not arrive late. So Habakkuk responds to God in chapter 1. So he cries out to God. God replies. Habakkuk doesn't like the reply, so he cries out to God, and then he says, I'm going to stand on my post, and I'm going to wait and see how God will answer. So he is expecting God to answer. He is looking for God's answer, and then God does indeed answer. And God's answer is, write down the message, write it on, record it legibly on tablets, keep it so that everyone knows, witness the message, witness what's going to happen, and it's going to be reliable, it's going to be true, it's all going to turn out exactly what I'm telling you, but wait patiently. It won't be fulfilled right away, so you're going to have to certainly wait for it to come to pass. It will not arrive late, so it's going to arrive, it's going to be coming, it's going to happen. Write all of this down. So God is responding to Habakkuk. He is telling him, write all this down. And now we're going to see, what does he say? Look, the one whose desires are not upright will faint from exhaustion, but the person of integrity will live because of his faithfulness. Indeed, wine will betray the proud, restless man. His appetite is as big as Sheol's. Like death, he is never satisfied. He gathers all the nations, he seizes all peoples, but all these nations will someday taunt him and ridicule him with a proverbial saying, woe to the one who accumulates and does not belong to him. How long will this go on? He who gets rich by extortion. Your creditors will suddenly attack. Those who terrify you will spring into action, and they will rob you. So, the one who terrifies everyone, the one whose appetite is big as Sheol's. Sheol, death. Death's appetite is never satisfied. All of us one day will die. So death is consuming, all-consuming, never-ending consuming, until Christ, having defeated death, will put an end to death. So until that day when death does not happen, we all will die. So death will never be satisfied. He gathers all the nations. He seizes all peoples. So we're getting all of these. Again, there's no sugarcoating here of what Babylon is. There is no sugarcoating of what Babylon is. Full-on portrayal of just how bad it is. So, but all the nations will someday taunt him. So herein lies the hope. Okay, I told you I'm using Babylon, but one day, they're all going to taunt him. They're going to ridicule him. They're going to poke fun at him. Woe to the one who accumulates what doesn't belong to him. He who gets riches by extortion. Your creditors will suddenly attack. Those who terrify you will spring into action, and they will rob you. So you're going to reap what you sow, because you robbed many countries. All who are left among the nations will rob you. You have shed human blood and committed violent acts against lands, cities, and those who lived in them. The one who builds his house by unjust gain is as good as dead. He does this so that he can build his nest way up high and escape the clutches of disaster. Your schemes will bring shame to your house because you destroyed many nations. So you will self-destruct. So you think you can escape. You think you are above it all. Like This is the way of describing it. You build your nest way up high. You're above it all. You can escape all the calamity and destruction down below. You can't. So he can't escape up high. That's not going to do it. Your schemes will bring shame to your house because you destroyed many nations. You will self-destruct. So you're going to end up being shameful because you're going to self-destruct. Let me see if anything on the footnote there. You planned shame for your house, cutting off nations and sinning against your life. Okay. So you're going to end up reaping what you sow. For the stones in the wall will cry out, and the wooden rafters will answer back. Ooh. So you've destroyed so many people and the walls and the buildings as well. The houses are all going to cry out against you. Woe to the one who builds a city by bloodshed, he who starts a town by unjust deeds. Be sure of this. The Lord of heaven's armies has decreed the nation's efforts will go up in smoke. Their exhausting work will be for nothing. For recognition of the Lord's sovereign majesty will fill the earth, just as water fill up the sea. So, woe to starting stuff on the bloodshed of others. You will be judged for that. So don't go out conquering other lands and doing all of that, exploiting other people. You will be judged for it. Woe to you who force your neighbors to drink wine, you who make others intoxicated by forcing them to drink from the bowl of your furious anger, so you can look at their naked bodies. But you will become drunk with shame, not majesty. Now it is your turn to drink and expose your uncircumcised foreskin. The cup of wine in the Lord's right hand is coming to you, and disgrace will replace your majestic glory. So you've been dishing out shame upon other people. You have been exposing them. You have been humiliating them, and you are going to have it repaid to you. For you will pay in full for your violence acts against Lebanon. Terrifying judgment will come upon you because of the way you destroyed the wild animals living there. So your ways are so violent, you attack nature itself. You have shed human blood and committed violent acts against land, cities, and those who live in them. So and this is why the walls and the buildings are crying out, because you've shed everything's blood. So those inanimate things are going to cry out. So in other words, Habakkuk crying out to begin with, God, why haven't you heard? God's letting him know, I always hear, I always know. You keep drawing me back in. Okay. What good is an idol? Why would a craftsman make it? What good is a metal image that gives misleading oracles? Why would its creator place his trust in it and make such mute, worthless things? Woe to the one who says, Wood, wake up! He who says, the speechless stone, awake! Can it give reliable guidance? It is overlaid with gold and silver. It has no one's breath inside it. But the Lord is in his majestic palace. The whole earth is speechless in his presence. So he again is so you couldn't rely on your own strength. So what are you going to rely on? You're going to make an idol. You're going to, and he doesn't even go into a lot of detail here. This is a really short one. What good is an idol? Why would a craftsman make it? There's nothing in it. It's worthless wood. You got to tell it to wake up. Whether it's speechless. It's not talking, and whatever you hear through it can't be reliable. It has no life in it whatsoever. So they're relying on idols. They're not going to withstand. But the Lord is in his majestic palace. The whole earth is speechless before him. So he's the only one that's declaring anything. Here's what's being declared, Habakkuk, so you can take that to the bank.